Welcome to the Swamp, the giant that the head ball coach awakened, one that thrived in urban renewal, and now one where only the Gators get out alive. As we wind our way toward the end of another college football season, one of the grand traditions is paying tribute and respect to those who have just poured their souls into the success of this program and honor the seniors on Senior Day. As we'll see the number 20 team in the country, the Florida State Seminoles, taking on the 10th-ranked team in the land, the Florida Gators. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth, as always, by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's tee this one up. The Gators will kick it away first. Oh, he's going to go for the return. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. You think the fans are ready for this one? The booth's shaking underneath us, guys. They're going to open this drive with a pass. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. And the pass is intercepted. Touchdown, Gator! The defense puts 6 on the board with a big-time interception return.
And that is not the start this offense wanted. You're trying to come out, you're trying to create some momentum and get a rhythm and consistency, but you throw the pick 6 early and put yourself in a hole. Not good.
They're lining up to kick it off after the pick 6, and that defense will come out feeling it. This will not be returnable as it sails out of the back of the end zone. Guys, here comes that Florida State offense back onto the field. The big thing now, don't get rattled by that last pick 6, David.
Nah, it was a big mistake. Obviously, the defense took advantage of it, but you got to put it behind you. Jesse, I'm sure you know a thing or two about throwing pick 6 and how to rebound.
I believe I've only thrown one in my life, but yes, I do, because of that singular instance. I'll say this. You can't let that play beat you twice. You got to go out and not try to get it all back here in one play. Just execute the offense.
Looking for a man. It's Nussmeier. Safe completion on the screen. Didn't have much room to run and not a whole lot of help. Short gain there and still plenty of ground to cover for the first down. The emotions and energy figure to be high all day, guys, because of what's at stake this late in the season. Really a must-win for both teams.
These are the ones that get your blood moving, Reese. You get jacked up, man.
And that pass picked off. Takes it the other way. The 20. He'll finally go out of bounds, but he was showing off all the skills after that interception.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
Excellent field position here for the offense. Now the pitch. And they try the middle of this defense, and that is not happening. And the Gators want to crank the tempo. Pocket starts to collapse. And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Florida!
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
And he's going to run it back. Gets it out to the 20, about 5 yards short of where he'd be if he'd just taken a knee in the end zone. The Seminoles have it back. They'll try to get that offensive spear flaming. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Yeah, and it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the world. You've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to pick and pick and pick until you find that play or that scheme that you can use against this defense.
This rivalry only dates back to the late 50s, but what it might lack in long-term history, it more than makes up for in disdain, guys.
Well, this game certainly doesn't have the longevity historically that a lot of other rivalries have in college football, but this game always means so much. It impacts the conference championship race, the national championship race, and the Heisman Trophy race. All right, well, look, I know the defense was feeling real good about their run D coming into this one and how they've been playing up to this point, but finally, David, the offense breaks through and they finally generate something positive on the ground.
And I can't tell you how easy it is. When you're going to throw the ball consistently, and I know it, I'm going to pin my ears back, and I'm going to get to the quarterback. It makes life really easy on the defensive line. But when you can have balance, now the defense doesn't know what's coming. They need more of this if they're going to be successful on offense.
And the Seminoles are on the move.
I love that play call. This offense is going to run the football. They're not just going to do it between the tackles, but they're going to attack you outside. You saw that with that handoff. They get to the right. They get him in space using his speed. Good play call.
First down, physicality wins football games. Being able to run the football and create balance. And right here, just choose up another first down. Gives you another chance to maybe continue to run the football.
And I feel like this guy, too, is just an explosive play waiting to happen. His vision, his quickness, and he's got a burst. If you give this guy just a crease, he's going to hit it. And right now, he's doing some damage on this defense. They pick up the first down on the drag route. I know that seems like a simple route, but it's actually a lot more complex than what it looks like because that route changes based on whether it's man or zone. If it's man coverage, he's flying across the field. If it's zone, he's got to sit down over.
And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Noles!
And this running back is so dangerous down close to the end zone. He's got wiggle, he's got great vision and burst, and he showed all of those attributes right there.
And after the extra point, they've cut the lead in half, down 14-7. And he takes this from inside the 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. Boy, David, they would love to stack another touchdown on top of that last drive.
And this offense did such a good job on the last drive. Everything in rhythm, moved the ball down the field, didn't make those mistakes, Jesse, and they need to do it again on this one.
Yeah, you're right. They had the defense on their heels. You wonder what sort of communication was going on that sideline. What sort of changes were they able to make because they got to stop the bleeding right now.
That's a way to give yourself some breathing room. Now the second play of the drive from the 36. Catch in the middle, it's Wilson. They get him down after he makes the catch. The Gators racing to the line in the hurry-up. Last meeting was a classic as the Gators pulled out a close one.
Guys, it's a rivalry game that gets circled in the offseason, and for Gator fans in Gainesville and across the country, they have been bragging all year long after that win last season. And running backs who can add to the passing game, they can be so dangerous because once they get the catch, they're operating in much more open space than they would be on a handoff. And it really also tests the linebackers' coverage ability and those DBs tackling them.
They make the stop after the catch and still some work to do to pick up that first down.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
Clouds ahead for a pickup of 1 to the 32.
I'll tell you, this is a running back who's very, very dangerous, and the defense did a good job getting him down there. But they got to do a great job game tackling because this is a guy that can break tackles and turn those types of plays into home runs.
Buys a little time. He can't find anybody. It'll be incomplete as the defense does a really good job in coverage.
Yeah, and third and short, they choose not to run, throw the football, and I think a lot of that has to do with they know they're in field goal range. They can take the 3 points on the board.
Would have been a makeable 49-yard field goal attempt, but they'd rather try to keep the ball and move it on 4th and short. They get him on the ground, but it's a first down. The Gators will have it 1st and 10.
4th and 1, I got to know my situation. I got to know I can't mess around as a running back. I got to get through the hole, make the first down. No matter what, if I got to run somebody over, I'm running straight downhill, straight for those sticks, making sure I get that first down.
Offense in an empty set. Wants to throw. It's Lagway. Unloads to the wideout. Makes the grab. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the first down. On 1st and 10, trying to strike from the 15. Fast motion from the offense. Grab behind the line. It's Burks. Takes it all the way down to the 4 after making the grab, and they're set up. And the Gators will try to punch it in on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He steps and powers and works his way. They finally get him down at the 2. Second and goal coming up. Trying to pound it in. Touchdown, Gators! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Guys, here comes that Florida State offense back onto the field. Now they need to put something together to answer that last score.
There's a lot of pressure, too, on this offense to have to execute at a high level. They've got to score points, David, but they can't go too fast because their defense right now is tied.
And I think that's the difficulty being a play caller. Like, I have to balance all of those things. My defense is a little bit tired. I can't put on the field, but I got to be aggressive because this is a back-and-forth type game, so a lot to process and think about.
Second down now as they're ready to go back to work. He leaves it with the back. Works his way into the traffic and picks up 3 to the 17. Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on 3rd down. Looking to pass. It's Nussmeier. Oh, he's ready to take a shot. Pulls it in on the left. And he breaks into the open. He's at the 10. And he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, Florida State.
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
He'll call for the fair catch here. The Gators sending the offense back to work. These two defenses have had their heads spinning here in the first half, and now we might even see a little more scoring with this drive.
It's going back and forth. This is like two heavyweights just trading blows, David. What does this defense got to do to get a stop here?
I tell you what, man, when you're giving up points like this and you've got no momentum, you've got to find somebody that can make a play to create something. And listen, if they're scoring anyways, let's be aggressive. Let's blitz more. Let's make sure we're making them feel discomfort in some way, shape, or form.
Defense falls on the ball. Going to be a turnover. And the quarterback tried to make something out of it with his legs, but instead, he turns the football over.
And this is what you like about the quarterback. You don't want to handcuff him. You want to give him the freedom and the flexibility to get outside and create. That's where he's brilliant. That's really the added element he brings this offense. You do need to reel him in with respect to the fundamentals and taking care of the football. Just has to do better moving forward.
Second down coming up.
Yeah, and you're going to see this offense find different ways to get this running back involved. It's not just going to be on handoffs, and they're certainly going to line him up in different places and even throw him the football. But the screen game's a big part of it, too. They're trying to get him going now.
Great job by the defense. Everybody firing off the ball, hitting their guys, holding their gaps, running to the football, nowhere to go.
A 3rd and long coming up here. Back to pass, it's Nussmeier. A strike downfield. Open runway ahead. And he ran away from the defense to take it in. Touchdown Seminoles.
You know, oftentimes in college football, the best offenses are the ones that can create explosive plays just like you saw right there. They're top 10 in the nation in points per game because they don't have to drive the field. They've got dudes scattered all over this offense that can take it the distance on any given play.
No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. That last fumble proved to be costly as they cashed it in for a touchdown.
Yeah, and so this defense now is juiced. They're excited and ready to go. So this offense, David, they've got to get something going.
Yeah, those turnovers can be contagious, man. It gets you excited, and then when your offense takes it down the field and does something with it, this offense better be ready to play against a motivated defense.
Fires to the wideout. On target over the middle. And the big game, and they've got it on the 46.
And if you had any questions about this quarterback's arm talent, now you've got your answer. Wow.
The offense setting up shop at the 46, 1st and 10. Pre-snap motion in the backfield. They'll throw it on 1st down. Moves away as he feels pressure. And this is dropped. Oh, my goodness. Sometimes you're just too open.
Man, this QB is so dangerous. He can get outside the pocket, and right here you can tell he gets outside the pocket. Now I got to make some decisions, man. Do I want to go chase this guy? Do I play coverage? And that's why these mobile quarterbacks can really put you in a predicament. The defense won this battle, but that guy is so hard to corral.
Trying to escape and get it himself. They finally get him on the ground, but not before he rips off enough for a 1st down.
You can tell this is a pass play. He has his eyes down the field. He's looking to throw the football. But how nice is it when you got a guy like this that can scramble and go get you a 1st down? Just really hard to stop from a defensive perspective.
We're trying to run the ball on 1st down, guys, but just nothing doing up front. Their offensive line got blown up on that play. There was nowhere for that guy to go.
After losing a couple on that last play, here's 2nd and 12. To the air, it's Lagway. Fires to the right. He makes the catch. Really nice job there by both guys to throw and the catch to work that defense and get the 1st down.
Well, that receiver, he knew he had to get his head turned around quickly. He's running the curl route against zone coverage, but he knows his quarterback is going to be firing that ball into him. It's a rocket pass. He's able to make the catch and get the 1st.
And good coverage by the defense, just a short game.
I love offenses and quarterbacks that are willing to take the easy stuff. Take those easy throws that are guaranteed to get positive yards. Yeah, I'm going to take big shots down the field too. But don't forget, it's easier to pick up 2nd and 5, 3rd and 5, than it is when we start getting those long yardage situations.
I think that was an example of the offensive coordinator trying to help out his quarterback. He's trying to keep these 3rd downs manageable. You know, you throw the ball on 2nd down and it's incomplete. Now you've set up 3rd and long, and now you're set up to 3rd.
And they stop him just short of the stick. It'll bring up a decision on 4th down. They were really hopeful he could make a guy or two miss and pick up the 1st down, but he comes up a little short.
Yeah, and it's great defense. It's defense understanding where the sticks are, not missing tackles, getting the guy.
And he's sprinting. He'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Florida! That drive was what every father wants his daughter's romances to be like. Slow, take your time, drain the clock, no hurry at all.
Sometimes love is a slow burn, and that's what we just saw on that last drive. I am so impressed with the execution, and I love their ability to run the football. These players, they're coached up. They're coming out here, and they're executing exactly how their coaches prepared them to do in this game.
Offense set on 1st down. Give to the running back. And that defense is there to guide him out of bounds after a short gain.
You know, runs like this oftentimes are like a boxer in a boxing match. Obviously, it's not a knockout punch, but these are body blows. And as the game goes on, these small gains are going to turn into longer runs.
They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. It's third down now. They ought to be able to get off one more play before the 2-minute warning. To the air, it's Nussmeier. He'll take the deep shot. And they wanted it all on third down, but now dealing with fourth down. And the Seminoles line up to punt it away. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. Looking for a block. It's Daniels. Spin, still running. Returns like that are why you don't settle for the fair catch if you don't have to. Picks up just a little bit of yards to help out the O's. The Gators sending the offense back to work. And David, how they would love to stick it in the end zone one more time after that last drive.
And once you get the defense on their heels and you back them off a little bit, you get in a little bit of rhythm, it's really hard to stop, Jesse, and they're going to try to do it again right now.
And if you're this play caller, you're loving what's happening right now because everything you dialed up on that last...
Going to take a shot at this DB. And it's picked off at the goal line. Looking for more room. A sweet return after the pick, and they'll have it at the 43. And they were most fortunate to catch up to him there. He almost turned that into a pick six.
Man, and he had a convoy, too. As soon as he had the ball, he just looked around him. There was just a lot of open green, and he took off. Great job by his teammates on defense, getting downfield and setting up some blocks.
Yeah, great job creating space. That's what you're supposed to do. When you get man coverage, you got to find a way to get a step, make it easy for your quarterback to read that leverage, and when he drags across the field, you can see he had him. He completes it for the first down.
Gets it out quickly. Across the 25, he's got room. And he almost ran away from everybody on that one. A huge pickup on that play. A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half. Down to the 12-yard line, it's first down. Looking for a man, it's Nussmeier. He caught it! And he's down after the short completion. He did not make it to the first down marker. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Quarterback wants to throw on second down. It's incomplete. He was shooting for the end zone right there.
Well, that last incompletion is a good example of why your timing has to be so good as a quarterback, because the windows, they open and they close so quickly in this part of the field.
Tight quarters deep in the red zone, but they can pick up a first down without... And here's the third interception of the night. And they get the takeaway and prevent points from going up just before the end of the half. Never a good time for a turnover, but it always seems a little worse when you're about to knock on the door of the end zone.
No doubt about it. And it's this area of the field, Reese, where your execution really has to be great. Because down in the red zone, the windows to throw into it for a quarterback, they're smaller and they close a lot quicker. So you really have to be on the same page as your wide receiver. And that time, the offense and the QB simply wouldn't.
Wants to fire on second down. Oh, he's going to take a shot at the DB. Pass is incomplete. The clock is down to 9.
Man, this quarterback is living dangerously right now. Obviously, he threw a pick on the last drive. He's trying to complete that throw, but the defender gets a hand on it, tips it up in the air. That's oh-no. That is an oh-no situation. They're lucky that one hit the ground.
And couldn't quite find the crevice he needed to pick up the first down. Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. Oh, this is a bad, bad shank. And no shot at a return here as the punt flies out of bounds. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. And the Noles will kick it away to start the second half. Fair catch, called for and made. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. They have the lead to start the third quarter, but I'd imagine ball security was a topic at halftime.
Yeah, and I think you take the lead and you try to stay optimistic.
And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19.
I think going into halftime trailing, this defense knew that they were going to have to start making plays here in the second half. And early in the third quarter here on this drive, they get a sack. That is really good news for this defense.
Pre-snap motion quarterback trying to get a read. He's moving out of the pocket. He'll let it go down the right side. Oh, so close to paying off the tip drill. He had it in his hands, but it falls incomplete.
Yeah, and I tell you what, a lot of times you roll your quarterback to the right or to the left, and in this case, the right. And you're trying to get him outside the pocket to buy him a little bit of time, get him off that spot, take some deep shots, and he missed, but it was a nice shot down the field.
On third and long, a check down would be the last resort. Fires into traffic, it's picked off. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
Really tough on an offense. Third and long, it's tough to, you know you're passing the football. They know you're passing the football. I'm going to rush the passer. I'm going to drop back deep, make you throw the ball underneath. But, you know, quarterbacks also want to force that football and try to get that first down. He does there, and that's why he creates the turnover.
And that is just an attitude run, running it right up the middle, right into the teeth of that defense.
They're going to ride this running back. And he sprints to the end zone. Touchdown, no! That trip to the end zone is 25th career touchdown.
And he's been productive, just has a nose for the end zone. This dude's made big play after big play for his offenses, and that's 25 touchdowns, Palmer, on the ground for the big fella.
Pretty impressive, too, when you consider when you get close to that end zone, the defense is expecting run, they're loading the box, and still this guy's been able to find his way in. 25, it's a nice number.
Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Gators sending the offense back to work. After throwing the pick on the last drive, need to take care of the ball this time, Jesse.
We're going to find out a lot about this quarterback right here, too. How does he fight through adversity after that last drive?
Yeah, clear the mechanism, move on. That's a part of it, right? If you're going to be a great player, you got to learn how to handle these mistakes and move on.
This defense has got to get better at tackling in the open field or gang tackling, because if you need 3 or 4 guys to bring a guy down, have fun with that.
The option look. He'll toss it. That play just never had a chance. They knock him down for a loss of 5.
And if I'm the running back, I'm going to listen. O-line, can you give me something? Can you give me some space to try to make somebody miss and not have another guy right next to me? I'm giving the offensive line an earful. I need some holes, need some space up front. They got to do a better job.
Snagged in the middle. It's Daniels. And Shore tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker.
A nice job of awareness on defense there on that third down. You know, you're expecting the offense to throw the football, but it's not just going to be receivers or tight ends you got to worry about. You got to keep your eye on where that running back is. They knew exactly where he would be, and they were able to make the tackle, set him up for it.
On fourth down, looking to pass. They got him. It's a sack, and what a stop for this defense to turn it over on down. Great spot to start this drive for the offense. The give is to Williams. Pushes ahead for a pickup of 1 down to the 13. Going to work on second down. The red zone is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. From the gun, running back gets to give. Here it is trying to bash it forward. He got a couple. It's down at the 11. Boy, they'd love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on first and goal. On third and long, he's going to have to throw for it. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete. So they'll send out the field goal unit. And he missed it. No good. And after the missed field goal, guys, we are still locked up.
Well, that's one the kicker would like to have back. That's a kick he should be making in his sleep.
Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease. They knock him down after a gain of 3 to the 23. Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. Looking to throw, it's Lagway. Escapes the sack. Going to try to get it himself. At the 35, he's open. Quarterback gets past the marker. Touchdown, Gator! They look finished, but they're all the way back, and they have the lead.
Man, he just makes it look so fun to play quarterback. Like, he's playing his own little game. He just scrambles around, takes off. Nobody can catch him all the way to the house for 6.
And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. You want to see quick strike ability? It was epitomized there. 2 plays, 80 yards, touchdown on the board. No shot at a return. It's out of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. The Seminoles have it back. They'll try to get that offensive spear flaming. You want to talk about taking the wind out of your sails. Drive the ball down the field and miss the field goal, David.
You know what? Don't leave it up to kickers. Execute better offensively. I think you move the ball nice. You got to keep that in mind. But, Palmer, I think you got to stay aggressive and don't settle for field goals.
Yeah, because you got to know there's just no margin for error right now. You just have got to be able to execute at a higher level.
He is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose yards on that one. They're going to keep this drive going. They'll have to make a play on 3rd and long from the 26. From the gun, wants to pass. And man, oh man, he is in the dark tonight. His 4th interception. Never really got that return cranking, but the offense is set up at the 30.
Man, I've been there. This is one of those games you just want to forget right away and turn the page. 4 picks now thrown by this guy, and you're just not able to make your reads. Things aren't clicking. You're not seeing the field, and the ball's not coming out right. Next week cannot come soon enough for him, I can tell you that.
He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. And let's hold on just a minute here as the officials are going to have a second look. And they take another look at the play, but the officials on the field were right, and the play will stand. Now down to the 12-yard line. It's first down. They'll give it to the back.
You know, with defense, it's this pick or poison game, right? Like, I got to play a little bit soft and make them run the football, but when I do that, I give the running back space, and right there you can tell he takes advantage of it.
Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. He works his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line.
Well, I know this is an offensive line that has a ton of pride. They want to come out each and every game and really impose their will on the D-line. They got just enough push there on that run play to pick up the first.
And this was just a low man wins battle right on the doorstep of the goal line, and the defense comes up with the stop.
Let's see if this offense can answer the bell. Their coaches challenged them all week long. When they got down to the red zone, we've got to be able to run the football because we're going up against a top 10 rushing defense. Let's see if they can step up here and get it done.
And they get him down.
I think one of the keys to this defense's success all season has been how good they've been stopping the run. They're a top 10 unit when it comes to rushing defense, and it's helped them out this year down in the red zone.
This defense was put in a difficult spot, but they've made it tough, and now the offense faces 3rd and goal. Dropping back, it's Lagway. Moving, keeping the eyes downfield. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Florida! And Gators have chomped down, and they put a little distance between themselves and the Noles.
You know, both of these teams always have lots of speed, but it's the Gators. They look like the faster team pulling away here in the second half. Big plays offensively, and their defense is really flying around.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. So much for the touchback. Here he comes. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Guys, here comes that Florida State offense back onto the field. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to end. And a sack all the way back at the 5. You see a Gator bringing the heat like that, you think about Derek Harvey, who was the MVP of the national championship game in 06.
And Alex Brown and Javon Curse, they had a long list of guys that could really make the quarterback's life difficult. You got to put pressure on the quarterback. You got to affect him. Really nice job on this play.
Well, there weren't a lot of guys in the box defensively on that second and long play, so you see the offensive line, they're able to get downfield, get a hat on a hat, that helped lead to that successful play.
Now facing a third down as they come back to the line after the break. To throw, it's Nussmeier. Gonna take a shot. And that is his 5th interception. If he comes out to try for 6, he'll be lucky. That's why you love veterans in this defense. They stay locked in on their rules, and he made the pick.
It doesn't get any better for your defense. You know exactly the situation in the fourth quarter. Everything in your favor. Don't let them make big plays. How about you make a big play? Nice job getting the interception.
This will be picked off. Maybe just the turning point they needed. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
All right, sense of urgency now has to go through the roof for this team. They needed their defense to come up with that turnover right there. So if you're on offense, you got to get these plays called. You got to get aggressive, take some shots, because you can now go and win this game.
These little gains can start to add up as he gets it up to the 34. Got 8 on first down, now looking at a 2nd and 2. Off the play fake. A little too much on that one, just out of his reach.
Well, the good news is he did a nice job reading the coverage. He knew exactly where to go with the football that time. Just a little bit too much on that pass. You wonder if that's just nerves. He's got to settle himself down.
It'll be a run on 3rd and short. At the 45, on his way. Turns it on down the left side. He's at the 10. And he just kept running, and he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Florida State. Well, we wondered exactly where the momentum was, and it looks as if Uncle Mo might have switched sidelines and switched families.
And momentum is such a big thing. It's such a real part of college football, isn't it? You can just feel that right now. It just felt a few minutes ago like this game was over, and all of a sudden, this team, they're believing in themselves. They've got some win. They've got some hope. Their defense now needs to get the football back to keep that momentum going.
The Gators sending the offense back to work. And they've got a little bit of a cushion here, David. If they can add to it on this drive, it would be nice.
And it definitely makes a little bit of a difference. Knowing I'm up by more than a field goal, obviously, Jesse, my mindset switches, and I know I can't make mistakes.
Yeah, and David, I don't think they have to reinvent the wheel on offense here. What they've been calling has been working. Just get back to doing what you're good at.
Moving the running back, forcing the defense to adjust. Finds his big tight end. Out to the 36-yard line after gaining 10 on that one.
I love an offense that wants to stay aggressive. Even when you've got the lead late in a game like this, right, you still try to find your playmakers and get them the ball in space, and that is exactly what this offense is doing.
They've got it at the 36. It's a 1st and 10. From the gun, the running back has it. He's got room. And a really nice run and pick up there before the defense avoided disaster and stopped a really big play.
Well, the defense didn't blitz. They didn't have everybody in gaps, and the offensive line took advantage at the point of attack, getting some push, opening up a hole, and the offense ripping off a nice run there.
And he'll pick up one. It brings up 2nd and 9.
At this point of the game, the offense has the lead. The offensive coordinator knows they want to keep running the football, so he's going back, he's looking at his playlist, and he's saying, which runs work the best for me in this game? What can I lean on right here to make sure we win this one?
And that did not work. Defense smelled that one out from the beginning.
And on those screen passes, I want those defensive linemen to run right up the field, and I want to throw it right over their head where I got some space and I can get my running back going. That is the opposite of what happened right there. There was no space. He couldn't even get going.
They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. Here he goes breaking the pocket. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
And that is a frustrating possession for this offense. You wanted to run the football, maybe take some time. You did the opposite. Got in a bad situation, threw the football, stopped the clock. Not how you manage a game late in the fourth quarter.
Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. The Seminoles have it back. They'll try to get that offensive spear flaming. They'll leave it with him. Picks his way ahead, pick up a 3, and gets it to the 20-yard line.
It's just so nice to know you can start off on first down with positive plays. Positive yards, hand the football off, set up a good second down.
Looking to throw, it's Nussmeier. Coming in, and the ball is out. Who's going to get it? Defense swarming on that loose ball. It'll be a turnover.
You know, as quarterbacks, you've got to be good in the pocket. Even when things are collapsing and you've got guys swiping at it, you've got to have 2 hands on the football. Didn't do a really good job with ball security there, and that led to the fumble.
They make the stop after a pickup of 3. Ball's at the 18.
Well, they've got the lead. The defense just did their part, getting a takeaway. So now if they're on offense, you want to run the ball and take as much time as possible between snaps. Stay in bounds and let this clock tick away.
Drives into the defense, and they get him down after a pickup of 3 to the 16.
This offense thinks that they have enough left in the tank here to run the football and run all the time off the clock. They got the lead late. Didn't get the first down on that last one, but it's not going to surprise anybody if they turn around and hand it off again here.
We have arrived at the 2-minute warning, a 1-possession game as this offense tries to hold on. They not only have to deal with this defense, but the noise from this crowd on 3rd and 4. From the gun, wants to pass. Really nice job by this sophomore quarterback to pick up the first down with the run.
You know, I think in this situation of the game, too, if I'm this guy, I'm thinking the same thing, right? I'm throwing and getting yards, and if it's not there, I'm going to take this game over myself with my legs. We're in the fourth quarter. We've got an opportunity, 1 possession down, to get back in this thing. I just got to do whatever I got to do to make that happen.
Calling a timeout here, you have to avoid making a mistake in this situation. The run up the middle, trying to power to the goal line. And he takes it in for a score. Touchdown, Gator!
And, you know, late in the games, offenses sometimes get conservative when they got the lead and they got the ball. I love this offense. They were aggressive. They got another score added to the lead. Now you're trying to salt this game away.
From inside the 15, here comes the return. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. Guys, here comes that Florida State offense back onto the field. And after that last turnover, David, prime example, sometimes the harder you try, the worse it gets.
And it just puts you behind the 8 ball. I mean, this offense has to do something, put it together. You got a deficit, Palmer. You need some mojo. Something needs to go your way.
At this point of the game, they've got to score touchdowns every time they have possession.
Couldn't make the connection on first down. Now here on second. That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble.
and the quarterback gets hit again. We already know this defense has gotten home to him multiple times in this game. So here you are, you're trailing in the game. Defense knows you're going to throw it. They're pinning their ears back. You can't feel very confident right now if you're the play caller, and certainly if you're the quarterback, that you're going to have time to throw.
Sprinting to the line to try to get this one off. Clock's running. Comes out throwing on first down. He's going up top here late in the game. Nearly another interception. It'll be second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Back to pass. It's Nussmeier. Pressure coming. He's got his man. And he'll get behind those pads and deliver the blow and get it down to the 44. They'll go to the air on 3rd and short. Flushed out of the pocket. That is just a sideline credit. Throw, catch, toe drag, everything you want. And it looks as if they've buzzed down. Replay wants to have another peek at that last play. And the play will stand after the replay booth just does a little double checking to make sure. The Seminoles come to the line with a new set of downs. He'll come out throwing on first down. Quarterback extends the play. Makes the grab. It's Williams. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one. Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. He's looking for an open man on second down. He'll take a shot. Can't hang on in the end zone, and that one is going to drive him crazy when he watches it. It'll be 3rd down. Trying to pick up a first down. 3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Grabbed in the middle. It's Thomas. Got some room, entered to the goal line. Touchdown Seminoles. And they take it in for 6 more points.
And listen, still a ways to go. But great job by this offense getting you back in the ball. Now, we got a 1-possession game. We've got our score. We did what we're supposed to do. Now, how do we get this stopped? Now, the defense has to come up big and get me the rock back.
Lining up to add another. And the PAT will draw them 1 point closer. They put together a 74-yard touchdown drive. 16 seconds left, and to pull off the comeback, they'll have to get the onside kick. Few anxious moments there, but the hands team true to its name as they make the grab and get the ball.
And this is why you put your hands team on the field most of the time, when you know it's coming, and you put those guys that are great catchers of the football. The first guys, what do? They go block. They go blow somebody up. The next guys catch the football, secure it, get your butt on the ground. And most of the time when you do this, the ball game is over.
No matter how much